There are forces more powerful than the will of the gods, my son.
You sure you're okay to do this?
They say lightning never strikes twice, but for Percy Jackson, storms are just the beginning. After narrowly surviving the wrath of the gods and uncovering the prophecy that will shape his fate, Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Season 2 is preparing to raise the stakes in the waves. Based on the beloved second book in Rick Riordan's iconic series, The Sea of Monsters, Season 2 promises a mythological odyssey filled with new creatures, deeper betrayals, and battles that will test not just Percy's strength, but his heart. This isn't just a continuation of a story. It's a call to adventure that will challenge everything Percy thought he knew about his friends, his family, and himself. Slated to release in 2025. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Season 2 is the next chapter in Disney Plus's ambitious live-action adaptation of Riordan's best-selling fantasy saga. Returning to helm the mythic journey is executive producer Rick Riordan himself, working closely with John Steinberg and Don Schatz to ensure that this time, the adaptation remains faithful to the emotional depth and narrative rhythm of the original books. Season 2 picks up immediately after the events of The Lightning Thief, following Percy as he returns to Camp Half-Blood, only to discover that the protective borders are failing, and the magical tree that guards the camp has been poisoned. With danger closing in, a new quest is launched, one that takes Percy, Annabeth, and new friend Tyson into uncharted waters. Literally. From the teaser trailer, one thing is immediately clear. The tone is maturing. The opening shot reveals a darkened forest around Thalia's tree, its leaves brittle, its bark oozing with a golden rot, a haunting image that signals this season's higher stakes. We hear Kieran's voice, gravely and foreboding. If the borders fall, we all fall. Then, the camera cuts to Percy, staring out at a stormy sea, his hands trembling slightly as waves crash louder and louder. He's not just a hero anymore, he's a leader standing on the edge of destiny. The journey this time takes us to the Sea of Monsters, better known to mortals as the Bermuda Triangle, where ancient dangers wait beneath every wave. The trailer flashes images of massive whirlpools, a chilling encounter with Polyphemus the Cyclops, and a brief glimpse of the eerie Circe Island, drenched in twilight. But the real emotional hook lies with Tyson, a new character who quickly becomes both comic relief and emotional anchor. A Cyclops with the heart of a child and the strength of a beast. Tyson's introduction adds a layer of brotherhood and vulnerability that hits harder than most fans expect. His connection to Percy, that's the twist that will redefine what family means in a world ruled by gods. The returning cast is led once again by Walker Scobell as Percy, who now brings a more grounded intensity to the role. He's still sarcastic, still brave, but there's a weight in his performance. The realization that being a demigod is more curse than gift. Leah Sava-Jeffries returns as Annabeth, sharper and more confident than ever, while Arians continues to shine as Grover, offering both humor and unexpected heroism. The chemistry between this trio, Percy, Annabeth, and Grover, feels even stronger, tighter as they face life and death challenges that test not only their skill, but their trust in one another. Fans are also buzzing about the new faces. Joining Season 2, Tyson, played by a yet-to-be-announced young actor, is already drawing comparisons to Hodor from Game of Thrones. Lovable, loyal, and deeply impactful. And then there's Clarice LaRue, the daughter of Ares, finally stepping into the spotlight as the brutal, proud warrior she was meant to be. Early footage shows her leading a charge into battle, blood-red spear in hand, flames dancing behind her, a scene that has already made its rounds in fan art and reaction videos. Speculation is swirling around how faithfully Season 2 will stick to the book. Will we get the hippocampy chase? The siren scene that reveals Annabeth's deepest fears? The tense confrontation with Luke as he begins to fully embrace his role as a traitor? While no spoilers have been confirmed, insiders suggest that the story will dive even deeper into the growing threat of Kronos, setting up a longer arc that leads to the eventual last Olympians showdown. In short, this season is building toward war. Visually, the series seems to have leveled up. The CGI used for the monsters, particularly Polyphemus and the sea creatures, looks smoother, more detailed, and more fluid. The underwater scenes are bathed in a mysterious blue glow, adding a dreamlike quality to the oceanic adventure. There's a moment in the trailer, blink and you'll miss it, where Percy, submerged, opens his eyes to see a glowing trident appear before him. Is this a vision from Poseidon? A symbol of his growing power? Whatever it is, it's clear that Percy is beginning to step into something much bigger than himself. The fan reaction. Electric. The success of Season 1 has reignited a new generation of Percy Jackson fans, and longtime readers finally feel like their series is getting the respect it deserves. From cosplay meets to detailed fan theory videos, the Percy Jackson fandom is thriving, and Season 2 looks like it will only stoke the flames higher. There's a renewed sense of trust, a belief that this adaptation is going somewhere, and it's worth the ride. So, is the hype real? Absolutely. The Sea of Monsters is one of the most pivotal books in the Percy Jackson saga. It's where the story begins to shift from mythologic adventures into deeper, more personal stakes. It's where Percy discovers not just who he is, but who he's meant to become. And if the show continues the momentum it built in Season 1, then Season 2 might just be the moment this series goes from great to legendary. But now, I want to hear from you. What are you most excited to see in Season 2? Are you ready for Tyson's story? Do you think Luke will go full villain? Will Percy survive the Sea of Monsters with his heart intact? Drop your theories and favorite book moments in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more in-depth TV and movie previews, and ring that bell so you don't miss a single drop from the world of Olympus. Until next time, stay brave, demigods. The sea is calling.